What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I be. Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV. Back again, once again. You already know what it is, baby. Instant classic in the making. First time to the channel, you already know what to do. Subscribe, notify. Do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the content. Everything you should need to know about me listed in the link in the description there below. Now, I'm pretty sure there's been a plethora of foreigners who have put out videos about, you know, the rules for dating Filipinas and first dates with Filipinas and all of that jazz. But I kind of feel as though the doc needs to go ahead and lay the foundation for y'all. Like, everything that these guys have probably been saying has probably been on point. But I want to give you my rules. And you may find some of the things that I say in this video to overlap just a little bit. Or you may be like, well, Doc, I never thought of it like that. So, you know, without further ado, I don't want to waste any time. I want to go ahead and get into it. So here are the top five rules, courtesy of the good doc in reference to dating or first dates with Filipinas. Number one, ladies and gentlemen, they are not allowed to invite friends or family. All right? No need for extra mouths to feed. All right? Friends and family, they can feed themselves. You're on a date with her. If she's uncomfortable with going on a date with you and you only, if she's nervous or she's uncomfortable with it or whatever, just tell her, you know what, you contacted me whenever you feel comfortable, okay? Call me when you actually start to feel comfortable, because I'm not in a position to where I feel like feeding you, your cousin, everybody else in the family. That's just not going to happen. So again, guys, no friends or family allowed on the date. All right, guys, sliding on to number two. Numero dos. Sorry. Go somewhere where the food is moderately priced, right? That way, if you don't end up getting any at all, you ain't really lose much, all right? So go to a place where the food don't cost a lot. Now, I know a lot of guys will be like, if I'm feeding you, you know, there should be an expectation of, but sometimes it don't really work that way. So I don't want you to go out there with the expectation that it's going to happen. I mean, I want you to, you know, push the envelope and see to make sure that it trends in the right direction. But just in case it don't work out, choose a place where, and if you lose the money, baby girl gets her free meal, but it don't cost you a lot at all. McDonald's, Jollibee, Mang Inasal. If you don't know about Mang Inasal, do your research on Mang Inasal. Eat really good, unlimited rice. Filipinas love it. Greenwich, however you pronounce it, also a good alternative as well. Food, relatively priced, and you can eat pretty good for yourself and for two people for, I want to say, for a nice solid amount of money. For less than like 10 bucks, man, or less for like $8, you can, you know, get a good meal for two. All right? So, that's my number two rule. Number three, you gotta keep the conversation going. As the foreigner, there's an expectation that you guys keep the conversation going. So, limit your use of your cell phone. Limit the use of her use of the cell phone, okay? So if she's really on the cell phone and she seems more locked into whatever's on YouTube or Facebook other than the conversation you have, you've already lost her, okay? Already lost her. So make sure the conversation is lively. Try to find a way to make her laugh. Now, I don't want you to force this, all right? I want you to utilize it if you can, but don't force it, right? But I've noticed that Filipinos like to have conversations about things that are happening within the Philippine community in reference to some of the superstars. Like, if you're familiar with certain artistas and stuff, like your Ding Dong Danteses, your Piolo Pascuals, and, you know, Catherine Bernardo, your Daniel Padillas, and stuff like that, an artist that she's interested in and likes, you know, these women are really good about wanting to have conversations with these, you know, about these people. James Reed and Nadine Lustre, you know, love teams and stuff like that. They love having conversations about that stuff. And I guess from when it comes from a foreigner, it's just a little bit different. So you can just ask her converse about that. Ask her questions about these people, and also, you know, strike a conversation with her about it. And, you know, it could keep it going. It could keep it lively. How do you feel about so-and-so? Like, yeah, I saw so-and-so had this movie out. It looked like a pretty good movie or whatever. Like, what do you think about it? And, you know, I think it'll get the conversation going. Things that she's familiar with. All right? Casually find a way to make her laugh and things like that. I kind of feel like throwing in a couple of jokes every now and again, you know. It works. It works. Filipinos love to laugh. And they like guys who can make them laugh. I mean, that's what most women. So keep the conversation going. Minimal use of the cell phone on your end as well as her end. And I think you'll be good. That is number three. Sliding into number four, ladies and gentlemen. This one is one that we talked about, made a video for, but I think that we have to talk about it a little bit more. you got to find a way to establish touch barrier. Touch barrier is important. Touch barrier, in my opinion, like I said in the video, is the difference between whether you get laid or not. Touch barrier is literally the difference of whether you get laid or not. If you find yourself in a situation where a Filipina is comfortable with you touching her, maybe you arm or, I don't know, and she's touching you, punch you in the shoulder, tap you on the shoulder and stuff like that, that's the establishment of touch barrier. If you're opening doors for her and, you're guiding her in through the door by putting a hand on the small of the back, and she's not jumping or she's not fidgety or anything like that, she's starting to get comfortable with you. And the sooner a Filipina gets comfortable with you touching her or in any capacity, I know that sounds perverse, but if I was able to show you an example of it, you'll be able to understand. But if a Filipina is comfortable with you in any way, shape, or form, touching on her, whether it be just playing love taps and stuff like that, kind of just works out a little bit better than not, because now okay, I can put my hand on a thigh, or I could grab her hand and try to hold her hand and shit like that. She ain't gonna pull away. She's not gonna have like this dramatic fucking response if I try to do things like that. And the less dramatic the response, the better. All right. So number 4, guys, find a way to establish touch barrier. I think that'll be ideal. And the reason I feel it is ideal is because it'll let you know the level of comfortability this Filipina has with you. All right. Now, sliding into number 5. I haven't heard anybody use this one yet. Maybe they have, maybe they have not. But my number 5 is always end the date with an invitation back to your place. Always end the date with an invitation back to your place. Have such a good time. If you want to hang out a little bit more, we can go back to the, condo or wherever you're staying at. We could just chill and, spend some time together if you want to. I think that'd be nice. Hey, 50-50 chance he says yes, 50-50 chance he says no. Depending on how well the date went, depending on whatever she has to do for the rest of the day or whatever. Usually Filipinas kind of like clear their schedule when they know they're going out on dates and stuff. They don't try to like schedule in tight blocks, especially if they're interested in you. Could lead to you casually leading into something a little bit more. All right. So those are my top 5 rules, man, when it comes to first dates in the Philippines. I kind of feel like these are something that you guys can implement on your own. Ain't gonna hurt you. I think it can help you. All right. But let's go ahead and run through those rules one more time. Number 1, don't allow them to bring friends or family. You only got 2 mouths to feed, yours and hers. All right. Number 2, go somewhere where the food is moderately priced. You got to make sure that the food is at least good, but fairly priced. All right. Just in case you don't get none, it ain't hurt you too bad. All right. Number 3, conversation. Got to make sure you can talk. Make sure there's minimal use of the cell phones from your end and her end as well. Number 4, got to make sure you establish that touch barrier. Very important. Lastly, always make sure you end the date with an invitation back to your place. Like I said, what's the worst she could say? No? I can live with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hope you found this video well. Hope you loved this video. If you do, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, all my good stuff listed in the link in the description area below. With that being said, Good Doc is officially out. Peace.